everybody. It's Stewart A. Swerdlow.
And Janet Diane Moria Swerdlow.
For expansions.com, and it's actually the very last day of January or the first week of February, whichever way you want to look at it.
It's unbelievable because here in Michigan it's like spring.
Well, it's not exactly like spring, but it's not quite like winter
It's
either.
like 40 degrees. That's not winter.
But that's not spring.
It's not?
That's like winter for most places.
Yeah, well,
anyway,
for here,
so we
spring.
finally came back from our Janet birthday trip from Atlantis and Lemuria.
Yeah, and I'll let you know I'm officially now a senior citizen.
Yes.
So I can get discounts wherever I go.
Yeah.
So you can take me with you if you want, so I can get you a big discount
So I
someplace.
get Janet to buy me things because
Yeah, I'm older
she
than
gets
him.
discounts.
That's why I'm smarter than him.
Yeah, she's 8 months older than me.
In case you hadn't
or
figured
9
that
months
out.
older, something like that. I don't
I'm
remember.
9 months old.
9
You don't
months
remember?
older.
Yeah,
I
that's-
remember at my age, I can't remember.
I know that, but see...
I don't even know your name sometimes.
I know, but I'm smarter than you, so therefore it doesn't matter, because I'm older.
Uh-huh. And you see, at that age, they lose their ability to understand themselves.
But we do know you're the pretty one. That's all that matters.
Well, that's one truth that came through your fogged-up ancient mind.
Yeah. It doesn't matter if you're not as smart as me, but you can be the pretty one. I'll be the smart one.
Anyway, because we just got back late last night, I don't have any news stories for you whatsoever.
Yeah, but of course I have a lot of news stories.
Because she cheated and did it before we left, while I was busy doing other things.
And I did some of this while I was away, and then I finished up this morning.
All right, so just go ahead.
All right, so anyway, I do have a few things to tell you, and we'll have our regular podcast, of course, next week when
No,
we
you
have
won't.
it. Yes. Oh, that's right, because you'll be gone next week.
That's right.
Well, I will have our...
See, she forgets already. It's a
I
pity,
will
it's a
have.
pity on her.
I will have our regular podcast next week.
Right.
And it will be my regular stuff. So, and I have a lot of things for you next week, but I just want to kind of get you back in the swing of things in case you really missed us. Anyway, did you know, some of these might be new for you too, because you haven't really watched the news. Did you know that a group of masked men believed to be a neo-Nazi gang stormed Sweden's main train station and bashed foreigners, including children?
I saw that news, yes.
Yeah, to punish migrants over the weekend. So apparently they dressed all in black and armbands, and they said that there were hundreds of them that marched through Stockholm's main train station.
You knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, and it says the Swedish Resistance Movement, which I never heard of that one, but...
That's because they made it up.
Could be. That's true. Claimed responsibility for the attacks in an online statement. It said, today there were therefore 200 Swedish men to mark the North African street children raging around the capital's main railway station. Police have clearly shown that they lack the means to repress their progress, and we now see no other alternative than to hand out punishments they deserve. So in my opinion, this is the start of what's going to be happening in other nations around the world.
I told you last September.
They're going to be rebellions against the governments, and of course
this is just the beginning.
That's right, leading up to civil
And
wars.
I also, before, I think it was in Mexico, I saw the news where it said Sweden was thinking of deporting tens of thousands of
really?
immigrants. Yeah.
You know, I saw something, I forgot to look it up while we were gone, that Bill Gates said that the U.S. should open up our borders to 1 million Syrian refugees.
Yeah, let's put them in his house.
Yeah.
Let's put in Bill Gates' house.
Well, you know, speaking of which, the Pope was going to do that, and then we never heard anything more, remember?
Yeah, because it's all a bunch of crap.
Yeah, they're supposed to take in one family, and if they did that, then we should be seeing them as an example, but we have never seen them, at least I haven't. And then also in Sweden, apparently there was a top general that told his troops to prepare for war within a few years. He says that this is a nation that has not been in a fight for more than 200 years, yet he issued a chilling warning saying that they expect World War III within a few years.
Yeah, how about now?
He says, quote, the global situation we are experiencing, and which is also made clear by the strategic decision, leads to the conclusion that we could be at war within a few years. For us in the Army, we have to, with all the force we can muster, implement the political decisions. And of course, it sparked a storm of local controversy. Well, again, here we are, like you said, we really are already in World War III. We're in the middle of everything, and there are being more matches thrown on the fire every day. So, again, united we stand, divided we fall. So they're trying to divide us every which way they can. And then this was interesting, speaking about war, because there was a teen who said he was turned away from the Marines because he had a Confederate flag tattooed on his arm.
You should see what they have tattooed, those people.
I know, so that's why I said it's really silly. And he says that Marine Corps tattoo policy states that the tattoos cannot be sexist, racist, eccentric, or offensive. And so
so that means anything.
Well, whatever they want. I think they're just, again, they're putting this, to incite the people in the South, because this young teen said that he put the word Southern pride on it so that they would think it was not racist. So
No, Southern Pride is not racist, really.
I'm just telling you that's...
He's brain dead, that one.
Well,
and that's in our military. That's brilliant.
Well, not in the military. He was rejected. He got DQ'd, which means disqualified.
But that's
I looked
who wants to go in the military.
Yeah, well, I don't know. Anyway, and then this was interesting to me because I've been thinking about this one for a long time, and I think I'm starting to put the pieces together. I know I don't have all the pieces, but anyway, I've been telling you, why are they making such a big deal out of nursing babies? Because when I nursed babies, some 20-some years ago, there was no big deal about it. Everybody nursed. You either covered yourself. Most women covered themselves. I had a little towel over myself. It was no big deal.
I don't know why it has to be a public display.
Right, and
why... do you go to the bathroom in public? Do you eat in public in the street? You make people see you eat? It's ridiculous.
Well, that's my point. And so now, it's on the covers. The kids are all ages. So I keep thinking, why the breast and the babies nurturing? So,
and what did you come up with?
Well, it started with this one. The Pope, apparently there's they have an annual ceremony, which I didn't know because I'm not Catholic, that marks the day in the liturgical calendar when Jesus was baptized. They have a celebration. Did you know that? He baptized 13 boys, 13 girls. How symbolic is that, right?
Mm-hmm. And then he gave them to the priest to rape them.
Yeah. And during this ceremony, he urged the parents to teach their children the faith. And then listen to this. As he has done in previous years, he told the mothers to go ahead and nurse their hungry babies. Now, okay, so I kept thinking about this. And I started seeing the statue of Romulus and Remus. So I researched that a bit because it's called the Capitoline Wolf. It's a bronze sculpture of a she-wolf suckling twin human infants, which is Romulus.
It's very famous.
Yes, and it's all over Rome because it has to do with the founding of the city of Rome, so to speak. Mm-hmm. So anyway, apparently these twins were conceived by the god Mars. That's Romulus and Remus. And when they were born, they were abandoned to die in the Tiber River because there were lots of infighting, jealousies, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. But they were saved by a series of miraculous interventions. The river carried them to safety, a she-wolf found and suckled them, and a woodpecker fed them. A shepherd and his wife found them, fostered them to manhood as simple shepherds, and they didn't know their true origins, but they were still natural leaders. So because of that, each one acquired many followers. Then when they discovered the birth, they killed the person who did this to them, restored their grandfather to the throne, and then they decided to found a new city. And, Romulus killed Remus, and therefore they named the new city Rome after Romulus. And so if you look at this statue of the she-wolf, she has all those things. They're huge. They're not breasts, but they're big things that come down, and these twins are suckling. So it has something to do with that. Plus, I know you're doing some interesting information about beehives.
I am.
Yes, it has to do with female breasts. But we're not going to tell you about that one. But in one of our upcoming, we're putting together a seminar. We're not quite sure how we're going to put this one out yet. But anyway... So there are lots of stuff going on with the breasts and the symbolism of that, and it will continue. Remember, it's many layers. So when I started thinking about this Remus, Romulus, and all their suckling stuff in Rome and the Pope and so on, and here the Pope is talking about it, it's just unbelievable. Anyway, next story. That animals kept in the deep freeze for 30 years are brought back to life. So I thought, this is interesting. What kind of animal? Well, it's not an animal. It's a little tiny microscopic creature. But they're imprinting you with animals being brought back to life. So that's the first thing. And apparently there are 1 millimeter long tardigrades. This is a little tiny thing. Which was collected from a frozen moss sample in Antarctica. So anyway, these animals were brought back to life. They're also known as water bears and moss piglets. Why, I don't know. I just call them little tiny tardigrade things. Anyway, one died 20 days into the experiment, but the companion survived and managed to reproduce a third tardigrade that hatched from a frozen egg. And then that went on to lay 19 eggs, of which 14 survived. So they're telling you that they're bringing things back to life. And apparently, according to, happened Japan's National Institute of Polar Research. Apparently, their metabolism shuts down. They enter a cryptobiotic state when faced with low temperatures. And it says the previous record for tardigrades surviving extreme cold was 8 years. But anyway, it says there's another thing called the nematode worm, which managed to survive 39 years in deep freeze before being survived. But these not only survive, they reproduce. So again, watch for more things being brought back. And also, more people maybe are going to want to volunteer to be frozen, to be revived later on. So who knows?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. And then while we were gone, or just before we left maybe, they started talking about the 9th planet that lurks at the edge of our solar system. Did you hear about that?
Look, I've heard about that for 40 years.
Well, anyway, apparently the scientists are now saying that it's true. They figure it's a gas giant to be as big as Neptune, orbiting billions of miles beyond Neptune's path, and distant enough to take 10 to 20,000 years just to circle the sun. Mm-hmm. And apparently it hasn't been seen. Mm-hmm. But they have mathematical and computer modeling, and they anticipate its discovery via telescope within 5 years. So again, we keep telling you there are more planets, there's more things in outer space. I mean, there's more Earth-like
aliens
things.
have said that there are 13 planets in our solar system, but that includes Pluto.
Yeah.
So they're not including Pluto.
Yeah, well, so let's see what
Pluto
else happens.
is the 9th planet.
So let's find out what continues to happen. Because like we've been told you for years, they keep unveiling more and more things. And then from January 20th to the 20th of February, we have 5 planets aligning. Mercury.
From when?
January 20th to February 20th.
Oh, so it's already in progress.
Started. All 5, we have 5 planets, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn aligning. So anytime things like that happen, that's a major ritual time.
There'll probably be more earthquakes and volcanic eruptions.
It'll be interesting to see what happens. So let's see what happens.
But nothing happened yet, really.
Well, not that we know of, but we don't know what they're doing behind the scenes to utilize that energy. And then I made a note, because not too long ago, there was a big article about the man bun. You know, all men are supposed to pull their hair up and wear a man bun.
I want to get one of those.
Yeah,
except my bun would be like bread. We'll put like a bun.
I thought the bun was like what you sit on.
Yeah.
Man bun, like you have 2 man buns you're sitting on then. Isn't that it? Anyway, you could get a false one. We could glue it up there. Anyway, apparently the new trend is a man braid. And not just little,
I like that even better.
Not just a little braid, but it's like this big long thing, and then you wrap it around the top of your head like
what?
a crown.
I could get a man bun and attach a braid to it.
Or you could get a man. You have 2 man buns. You could sit on the braid. You could sit on the braid. I like that.
You could sit on.
What?
I'm not even going to say it.
Okay. Anyway, and then this was interesting. There was a woman in Padua, Italy. Padua, Italy. And she apparently was 60 years old and had a chastity belt because she was afraid of sexual violence. But then she couldn't get the thing open, so she had to call a fire crew to come in and unlock
Sounds like a brilliant woman.
But again, why are they putting out, again, this is old things, the chastity belts. This is what men used to do to their women when they went off to the Crusades, right? So here we have it. So, you couldn't get any young ones in one.
What her husband would say.
Well, he must not have a husband.
Exactly. So why would she need a chastity belt?
And the other thing is you know, I'm sorry, I know I'm 60, but usually if they're going to, you know, rape and pillage, they don't go after 60-year-old women. They go after.
No, sometimes they like older ones.
They have mother issues, I guess. And now this is the best one of all. Someone sent this to me on Facebook.
Is this the one you said was going to be a surprise for me?
This is the one I said I predicted. I said I predicted this, and this is now it's happening.
What?
This is a woman who says she is a cat trapped in the wrong body.
I've known a lot of women like that.
No, she believes that. And remember, I told you that first of all.
Well, did she say it or did she meow it?
She's all of it. She's a Norwegian woman. She calls herself Nano, N-A-N-O.
Yeah,
Nano.
Norwegians are very strange people.
She's realized she was a cat when she was 16 years old. She's now 20. And so she said she made the revelation on a YouTube video which has over 100,000 views.
Wow.
And it says she shows off her cat characteristics by wearing fake ears and an artificial tail and communicates by meowing.
Not too much programming there.
She said, when asked if she was born in the wrong species, she said yes, she was born in the wrong species.
Yeah,
now,
which we know is not even possible.
Well, but the interesting thing is okay, first of all, we have men, or boys, say that they're girls, and girls saying they're boys. They were born in the wrong bodies. Remember, and I said...
You can't be born in the wrong anything. You created what you're in.
Exactly. And so I said the next thing is they're going to try to get people, like if they want to be these things, to say, oh, they're going to line up for the experiment. They say to her, you could, we're going to turn you into a cat. She'll be right there. So, and the other thing that I was thinking about too, because we had talked about it, about cat people. We were talking when we were in Mexico, that live in the north of Mexico. So I was also thinking that some of these things they're doing with people, with the animals and the blending, is getting them prepared for the alien species that they're going to reveal. So I thought about that too.
I'm a scorpion in the human body.
I don't know what you are, my dear.
That's why I go like this all the time.
Yeah, that's why you have to keep your hands down there.
I am.
Anyways, she says, under my birth there was a genetic defect, but she doesn't say what that was. And then she says, even though she's, human size, she still sleeps in a sink and on windowsills.
Oh my God.
Then,
She is a Looney Tune.
Oh.
Okay, she needs medicine.
but listen to this. Then she has a friend called Sven.
Sven?
Sven, who has a cat.
What country was this?
No,
Oh, Norway.
Norway.
Norway, yeah.
He has something called personalities, and one of them is a cat.
Oh, how interesting.
But there's a difference because he's a human, but has someone in his head that's a cat. She says she was born as a cat.
Wow.
So anyway, that was my story because this is what I predicted. Is they're
I
gonna
think they had too much
Norwegian stuff.
Vodka
Whatever
or
they drink.
something like that.
Well, the point being is this is what I predicted. I said first of all, okay, men are going to be women, women, men.
Yeah,
now
in
they're
Norway
gonna
they
do-
had that brown yucky cheese. Maybe they had some
I like
spoiled
that.
cheese.
No, I like that brown cheese. I've had
Yeah.
that.
Oh,
You can
it's
buy
like,
it here.
It's like poop.
No.
Oh no, I
no,
told
no,
you
no,
poop
no,
word.
no, it's not. It's not like poop.
It's
but it's brown.
disgusting.
No, it's not. It's very good. Sweet, in fact. I like it. I like that brown cheese.
Well, Norwegians are kind of lunatic people.
Yeah, but the point is still that this is what I told you. Is that first of all, we have the men and the women, blah blah. Now I told you they're going to say to people, they want to intermix the species, and here's a person now says she's that, and they're going to say, oh, you're a cat. You really are a cat. You can be that. Just like you can be a boy, you can be a girl, you can be whatever, anything you want.
Yeah.
And they say your gender develops all your life. So hey, at 16, I've decided I'm this animal or that animal. Go ahead.
What are you? What kind of animal are you?
I'm just perfect. What can I say?
No,
I'm a
that's not-
senior citizen. I know everything.
Yeah, you are a senior citizen, so you don't
I
even
know
know what
everything.
animal you are because you can't think anymore.
Yeah, that must be it. So anyway, that's my interesting news. So I thought that was my prediction, and it's true.
You predicted that someone would have a cat in their head.
I predicted, just like what happened with that movie, The Revenant. I predicted interspecies sex, and they're starting now to show that on the screen. In general, anybody can go. You don't have to go to a porn site to see this stuff. It's there. So all the stuff I'm predicting is coming true. I'm very, very good at what I do. Anyway, I want to remind you that we are just back. And, of course, you're going to be gone next week, so it'll be me solo. But in June, I'm taking a group
But
of
she
people.
won't know you're alone because you'll think I'm here.
That's
Because,
true.
you're old.
There you go. Anyway, so in June I have my Clear Energy Health and Healing Tour up in the Cotian Alps, Northern Italy, Waldensian country, clear water, clear air, clear your mind, clear up your life. I'm very, very excited for this. I love it up there. It's amazing.
I won't be there.
No, Stewart won't be there. It will just be me. But we're going to have an amazing time. I have people already signed up, and if you want to go, you need to sign up ASAP. We're still getting the itinerary together and finalized. Since I was gone, I wasn't able to finish that before I left, but in the next week or two, that will be happening, so watch the website. Please like our Facebook page and invite your friends to like our Facebook page. Join our membership. It's the best deal on the internet. We have great things, great subjects, great topics, great membership. It's a way to bond together. And I think we're lining up your European things for May and June. So watch
July and all that.
So watch the website for that. So we have lots of things that are going.
Yeah.
Anything else you want
Yes,
to say?
I would like to mention
Yes.
that
Oh, yes, I know what you're gonna say.
in Todos Santos,
Yes.
Baja California Sur, we had the most fantastic food in Rumi Gardens restaurant.
She doesn't do gardens now, just Rumi restaurant.
Rumi restaurant, which is owned by our friend Yangum Chun. She is from Korea. And she's actually descendant of Korean royalty.
And famous actresses. And she's got
her-
lots
yeah,
of very
mother was a
interesting...
famous Korean actress. Her ancestry is actually royalty from Korea and China.
Yeah.
And she has most amazing, amazing restaurants. So any of you go down to Baja
Or have
or
friends.
Cabo area, or go see Rumi Restaurant in Todos Santos.
Yes, it's locally sourced food. It's all
organic, completely organic.
filled with love. Her place is amazing, and I have lots of pictures on my Facebook page, and we're going to help her work on her Facebook page, so you'll have more things to look at. But yeah, it's an amazing place, amazing people. We love the chef, we love the waiters. We had
David was her
head-
assistant,
the
the
head-
maitre d', and this Felix was the chef, and then there was Roman.
Yeah, who is
who
our
was,
waiter.
Waiter was very, very
Yeah,
very
and
good.
they're all wonderful people. So, and
Yeah.
they all have January birthdays.
Yeah, they're all born Janet's birthday week.
Yeah, so it was amazing. It was like, okay, we just bonded. It was just so
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah.
There wasn't anything they could do wrong or I could do wrong, but the food was great.
Oh, you did plenty of things wrong.
No,
You just didn't
everything I
realize
did
it because
right.
you're old.
Because I'm smarter, because
Because you're a little senile.
I'm old.
And you don't realize that you hallucinate things.
Yeah, and I think that I'm doing well. Well, anyways, it was good. So, but it was amazing food. You know, a lot of Chinese food, like for instance, their
There's
bread,
Chinese, Thai,
Asian food.
Japanese, and she's going to add Korean.
Yes, and a lot of times they're like their breading. Like I pick off all the breading, so I have half a plate of breading and a tiny bite of meat. here. But there, it was lightly breaded, everything. There was a lot of meat and not so many vegetables. The sauces were light. And they're just, I can't tell you how perfect it was. It was such a treat. It was amazing.
It was
So,
very,
thank you very much,
excellent.
Nina.
Thank you.
Yangam.
Yangam-chan.
Yangam-chan.
Yeah. Just don't drive with her because she's a Korean driver.
But she
Very
got us
scary.
safely from place to
Yeah,
place.
but she's just Korean.
Yeah.
Anyway, so I guess I'll see you in a couple of weeks.
All right, I'll see you next week. So thank you for joining us.
Bye.